Yo, what's up? This is Labrinth, and you're checking out the Hip Hop Chronicle UK. Stay locked.
So Labrinth, Hip Hop Chronicle. Let's talk Richter scales for one. I'm sure you got this question before. Let's talk Richter scales.
I haven't.
Okay, so now earthquake, right?
Yeah.
I'm quite fascinated with natural disasters, is how they occur, right? So when you were making Earthquake, when you were making it, at what point did you went, yo, that's like 10 on the Richter scale? Because Tinie mentions it in the record. But at what point did you realise, if you're using Pro Tools or Logic, that's 10 on the Richter scale?
Do you know, I was sitting in my house on my laptop and I was like, I need to make something that just makes my head go. Because I was making a lot of kind of nice, beautiful musical songs, and I was like, it's time to get a little bit gritty and dirty. And then I just put this kind of, I put the lead line down and the bass line down, and I started putting the beat down, and it was really rough, it sounded really bad, but I was like, this has got a vibe. And then I went to the studio, and when I added those, when I thickened up I put the meat on the bones. It was like, you know, a chick that makes like a hallway stop.
Yeah.
It just had a back off. It just literally did, and that's when I was like, okay. And it just literally made my head just go. I just went crazy in the studio, man.
So at that point, on the Richter scale.
That was that moment where it was just like, this is blowing me away. I hope it does it to everybody else. And then when Tinie heard the record, he literally said that to me, and that's why he said it on the record.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because when Tinie performed that at the O2, my lord, it was crazy. It was just like you could feel it around you.
Oh, is that the one where I came up through the crowd?
Yeah. I was just like, what?
It was madness, man. I couldn't believe it.
It felt like
really fun, man.
It really did. So that's your album.
Yes.
That you've got. It seems to me like, just from what you've put out already in terms of your remixes and your own work, you like to experiment with sounds.
Yeah, definitely.
So sonically, where is this album going? In what direction sonically?
I think sonically, of course, you know, we can make noise and we can make crazy sounds and wild synths and stuff like that, but to make an album that, you know, that has well-written songs on it as well, is a healthy thing, and that's what I wanted to do on this album, and also intro myself as an artist, and as a writer, not just a producer, because of course my name's going to be on a record. So I wouldn't call it a producer's album. It's not a producer album. It's an artist album. So I think that's what it's. Yeah, I think it will come across as that, and people are going to see what Lab's about, man.
Wow. So the hooks, bridges, all these things.
Yeah, man. Well-written songs, man.
So let me ask you this then: how have you adapted from that? Because being a producer, have you adapted to that writing process? Because I'm sure it won't be that difficult.
Well, I was always writing. I was always writing for artists, and I got signed as a writer when I first went into the business. But it wasn't easy, because when you're giving yourself your own advice, it's very hard. It's complicated. It's like, whoa.
And your creative process as a producer, what is that process? How do you come with that vision where you're gonna make a song? How do you come to that point? Is it sometimes it's, you know, a hi-hat?
Especially with this one, I was on this thing called the Mini Moog, which is like a program you get, like a preset you get.
Yeah.
Well, not even a preset, a program you can buy from Atari. And I found this nice little bass line, and I was just like, and it felt like Kraftwerk and Daft Punk, and I was just like, I think I know what to do with this. And then it just went off like that, man.
Just like that? Just
it's all that kind of vibe. You just hear a sound and you're just like, okay, and it just sends you off. Same with Earthquake. It was just bass. As soon as that bass line came, I was like, I know what to do with this record.
Wow. Has there ever been a time when you're walking down the street and you just hear like a car noise?
Bro, it's the worst thing when you do that, because you're like, where's my laptop? I need my phone to record. You don't know what to do. Like, but I think I've learned to kind of remember and save ideas. But I've lost a lot of ideas in the middle of the night as well.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Any in the toilet?
Yeah.
A few?
Quite a few.
Personally, have you seen yourself grown over the last 12 months?
Bro, like, immensely. Like, being, like, of course, I've said it before, but being an artist, I did think it was easier than it kind of panned out to be when I was becoming one. And of course, there's so many things you have to deal with, so many pressures and stuff like that as a musical artist. But I think I've learned how to deal with it, and I've learned how to appreciate the position. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas before, it was just getting to grips with it, and I came in as a year 7, but I think I'm a year 9 now, so I'm ready.
I would say year 11, but okay, if you want to go year 9, we go with it.
Bro,
so you're about to do your sats
compared
then,
to
right?
what I want to do
Right.
as an artist, this is nowhere near. I'm still a year 7. Let's put it like
Wow.
that. Yeah, man.
And you're still so young too, as well. But let me ask you this, right? I did this thing segment called When You First Met.
Yeah.
Now your real name is Timothy, right?
Yes.
So when did Timothy meet Labrinth for the first time, and what was that exchange like?
I looked at the word labyrinth and I was like, I don't like that Y. It's a crooked letter. Let's turn it into a knife. And then I was like, you look better now. I think we can get acquainted.
You went to the barber's, got a shape up, you know what I'm saying? You know, swag up, chain and all that. Okay, I see that. That's interesting. And if there was one word to describe Labrinth, one word, what would it be?
I would say a sentence is that you never know what's gonna come around the corner, man. Because that's what I do musically. Like even the radio, they're like, I don't know what your next single's gonna sound like. No one ever knows what to expect, and that's what it's about, man.
That's exciting as well, isn't it?
Unexpected, yeah, that's the vibe.
It's very exciting. When was the first time you met Tinie?
I met Tinie. My brother was playing with Tinie in Maida Vale.
Right.
It was ages ago, before Tinie even kicked off.
Yeah.
And I went down to the session, and we met briefly. But it was just like, hi, how you doing? Cool, man, you're doing your thing. And then I met him again through my publishers, because he heard an album I produced for a guy named Master Shorty.
Yes.
And he was just like, this stuff is insane. You're on a different vibe.